Martell has repeatedly demonstrated that his presence doesn't improve the show either. It causes havoc through his egotistical characteristics and manipulative tactics. You'll see why Martell ought to be kicked out of Love and Marriage Huntsville at the end of this video, so pay attention. Let's begin with Martell's persistent efforts to control anyone in his vicinity. Several times, he has framed events to make himself appear like the victim while avoiding accountability for his own deeds. From planned social media posts to public outbursts, he has perfected the art of narrative management. Fans are also aware that if Martell says something about Melody or any other cast member, it's always to make himself look bad while quietly criticizing someone else. Playing the victim, never accepting responsibility, and making others doubt their own reality are all hallmarks of classic narcissistic behavior. It's evident from his interactions with Melody that he is prepared to take advantage of relationships in order to further his own interests. Martell employs intensely emotive strategies to build tension on and off screen. From accusing her of baby trapping to openly begging to win her back, the objective is control and attention, not growth or reconciliation. Martell intensifies the drama to further his own story, even when Melody tries to set limits or move on. Someone who is supposed to symbolize good relationships on a reality show with thousands of viewers shouldn't act in this way. Furthermore, it doesn't end there. Martell's tendency to incite others to support him is really worrisome. We've seen how he quietly coerces family, friends, and even cast members to support him, frequently making them feel bad if they disagree with him. Through strategic narrative, public humiliation, or emotional manipulation, Martell makes sure that everyone around him is following his instructions, enhancing his sense of authority and stifling criticism. Fans frequently refer to him as toxic because of this behavior, which is destructive, egotistical, and domineering. Martell's preoccupation with how other people see him has also been noted by fans. His image seems to be shaped by every interview, Instagram Live, and public speech. Martell controls events to establish himself as the main character rather than letting plots unfold naturally. Frequently, at the price of other people's reputations, his focus is always on himself, never the show, friendship, or constructive conflict. As evidenced by the way he publicly confronts Melody and the way he manages social media issues with cast members like Stormy Steele, Destiny, and even Tisha. The image of Martell Holt as a father is equally worrisome as his actions on the show. Fans have repeatedly witnessed that he puts drama, ego, and manipulation ahead of actually helping or caring for his kids. Martell frequently ignores his children's feelings, brushes off their worries, and lets conflict take precedence over their well-being rather than being present, sympathetic, and responsible. He has been exposed for gaslighting and manipulating circumstances in ways that impact not only the cast but also his own family, fostering an atmosphere in which his kids must deal with his ego and emotional manipulation instead of feeling secure and encouraged. Unfortunately, Martell's behaviors consistently demonstrate that he lacks the consistency, care, and respect that a good father demonstrates, making it difficult for people to perceive him as a positive role model. It is clear that Martell's presence fosters an unhealthy environment when we examine his effects on the cast. Fans have observed as his behaviors led to needless confrontations and protracted tension, and cast members must deal with his volatility. In contrast to someone like Nell, who may control scenes but does not routinely control and deceive those around her, Martell's actions are harmful and not in a healthy way amusing. Instead of encouraging others to develop or have meaningful conversations, he makes everyone around him feel confused, afraid, and emotionally spent. This pattern is recurring. Martell controls narratives, manipulates emotions, gaslights others, and feeds on drama. These are characteristics of someone who purposefully destroys relationships and fosters a poisonous workplace. Not someone who ought to be exalted on television, It's reckless to keep Martell on the cast of a show that aims to depict genuine relationships, hardships, and even personal development. Viewers shouldn't be forced to put up with someone like Martell continuing to manipulate and hurt people in public. The producers have an obligation to their audience to uphold a certain standard of ethics. Therefore, it is evident that Martell's presence on Love and Marriage Huntsville is more detrimental than amusing when we consider everything: the narcissism, the manipulation, the emotional coercion, and the toxic public behavior. He is wasting energy, causing needless turmoil, and providing a bad example for the audience. He is not contributing anything worthwhile to the presentation. Yes, drama is what fans demand, but not at the price of emotional abuse and manipulation, passed off as amusement. Now that his actions alone disqualify him from being a responsible cast member, it's difficult to defend any argument for keeping him on the show. And now, with Martell Holt and Arian Curry, the most recent drama has taken an even more unsettling turn. This isn't your average tension on reality TV. This is behavior that goes too far and makes it difficult to defend its broadcast on national television. At times, Martell's relationships with Arian have been poisonous, deceptive, and outright hostile. He seems to like stirring up trouble, taking advantage of people's weaknesses and causing mayhem just to get attention. This is emotional manipulation rather than amusing drama, and it's precisely the kind of behavior that demonstrates why he shouldn't be on the show. Instead of watching someone gaslight, intimidate, or manipulate other cast members for personal benefit, viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville expect real-life situations and true storytelling. To be clear, this show has always revolved around Melody Shari. No other cast member could match the genuineness, relatability, and balance she brought. Although Martell has made numerous attempts to control situations, rewrite stories, and take center stage, Melody will always be Melody's favorite. Throughout her tenure on the show, fans have witnessed her development, resiliency, and emotional intelligence. Martell's self-centered actions and persistent manipulation only serve to emphasize Melody's absence as the real star and demonstrate that no one can ever take her place. Any effort to make him the main character is phony, coerced, and, to be honest, disrespectful of the legacy Melody established. Martell's present drama with Arian is problematic because it conveys the incorrect message. It's about praising harmful behavior, not simply conflict. This isn't smart storytelling. It's allowing Martell to manipulate and publicly humiliate people while the network makes money off of the mayhem. The audience has witnessed him manipulate stories, gaslight pals, and transform private arguments into public spectacles. Now that Arian is involved, the situation has gotten worse. The show's upcoming season shouldn't be characterized by this kind of plot, and it isn't deserving of any airtime. It is not only reckless, but also detrimental to the series' legitimacy to keep him on the show under the pretense of entertainment. Fans have expressed their longing for Melody. They miss her leadership in situations, her genuineness, and her capacity to interact with the cast without being manipulative or acting selfishly. Yes, Martell is capable of producing drama, but it's poisonous drama that detracts from rather than enhances the program. Nobody should attempt to replace Melody because no one can. Her enthusiasm, moral character, and audience connection are invaluable. However, Martell's actions only alienate fans and encourage animosity among the group. He doesn't improve the plots. Instead, he invents needless tension that obscures the show's sincere moments. Therefore, it's difficult to argue that Martell belongs on Love and Marriage Huntsville when you consider the overall picture: his history of narcissism, his manipulation of friends and family, and now this fresh drama with Arian. His behavior is harmful rather than entertaining as the producers and fans would like. Furthermore, even though the show will unavoidably keep fabricating drama around him, this isn't the kind of story that upholds the integrity of previous seasons or strengthens the brand. Martell just can't live up to the standards established by Melody. In contrast to Martell, who uses manipulation and emotional coercion to make scenes work, she was genuine, relatable, and able to carry the show with her presence. Viewers deserve better than Martell's nasty behavior being promoted as drama.